Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of provide like an outline of the stuff that you need to remember. The thing about the mid-year mastery, okay, none of the stuff, excuse me, none of the stuff on the mid-year mastery is new. It's what we did first quarter, second quarter, okay? Everything I show you we've done before, okay? So there's really no...
You just got to remember it.
Just remember it. Now, how many of you kept track of all your notes?
I did.
Okay. If you still have all your notes, that's a great resource to have. You can go back and look at those notes. You can also go back and watch the videos. Videos are all on Plus Portals. Everything is still on there, okay? You can go back to those lessons.
For the mastery?
Yes, you can use notes to study for your mastery test.
No, but like use it on that.
You can use notes to study for your mastery test. Great question. Yes, you can. But you can't use them on your test. Okay. All right. So, mid-year mastery review. Okay. So, and this is 12, 13, 21. Okay. So let's start first with some stuff we need to know. Okay. You need to know about integers. Okay, what do you need to know about integers? You need to know how to add them, subtract them, multiply them, and divide them. Okay? So, for example, if I'm talking about integers, basically, integers means all of the whole numbers, but we also include what? Negatives. Okay? So, if I'm adding integers, let's say I have, give me a negative integer, Zoe.
-7.
Okay? And let's say I'm adding to that 20, okay? If I am adding integers, what is my rule? Think of it like what? Think of it like money, right?
I have 20 and I owe 7.
If I look at this, remember, if it's negative, it's money you owe. If it's positive, it's money you have. So this is like saying, I owe $7 and I have 20. Well, before I even think about what the answer is going to be, is this going to be a positive or negative? If you owe $7 and you have 20, you're going to have money left, right? And if it's money you have, it's money, it's positive, right? Now, all I do is say, well, if I owe 7 and I have 20, what operation am I actually doing here? Subtraction. What's 20 minus 7? 13. Okay? Now, subtracting. Subtracting has a rule. What is the rule? If it's not normal. And I will tell you, on your mid-year mastery test, the subtraction is going to not be normal. What's my rule if it's not normal? Brooklyn? Copy, add, opposite. So if I had, let's take these same numbers. Let's say I had -7 minus -20. This is not normal subtraction, is it? So I'm going to turn it into an addition problem because that's easy, right? So I do that by copy, add, opposite. Now copy, sometimes you guys make mistakes and you opposite, add, opposite. Okay, do you think that's going to work? The reason it's called copy, add, opposite, what do you do with the first number? You copy it. So this, take the extra time to draw an arrow and to show the little details, okay? This subtraction becomes what? Addition. What's the opposite of -20? 20. What do you know? What do we have? Same exact problem as the top, isn't it? And we had no problem with that one, okay? Now, let's take some same numbers and let's do them a different way. Let's say I had -7 minus 20. Is this normal? No, because there's a what? There's a negative sign, right? So I'm going to copy. I'm going to add. What's the opposite of 20? -20. Now, this is different because I owe 7 and I what? Owe 20 more. How much do you owe now? 27. You owe 27. Okay? You guys remember doing that?
So, for subtraction, it's always going to be copy, add, opposite?
Not necessarily, if not normal. You only copy, add, opposite if it's not normal. If not normal, you copy, add, opposite. Okay? All right. Are we good? And just so you know, if you had normal subtraction, let's say I had 8 minus 2, if you were to copy, add, opposite, you would still get the same answer. Because what's 8 minus 2? I know, that's a tough one. 6. But if I did copy, add, what's the opposite of 2? I would still get what?
So, like,
6.
if I, say for example, I didn't have to do copy, add, opposite, I'd still get the same answer?
You would.
So, technically, it's fine.
Technically, you could. But why you have 8 minus 2? You know?
Doesn't make sense. That.
Doesn't,
But
well, it
yeah,
doesn't
what
make
if
sense.
you're
In the
saying-
zone,
Yeah, what if
just
you're
like
in
copy
the
out
zone?
opposite.
If you're in the copy-at opposite zone, you're going to be okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, let's say, let's go to the next part of integers. We did addition, we did subtraction. What else do you need to know about integers? Multiplication and division, and these are actually, to me, easier. Why? Because they have the same rules for both. I don't have to think about money. All I have to do is follow the rules. What are the rules? Same
Same
signs are always positive. Different signs are always what? Negative. Okay? Now, this is not one of those where, sometimes if you have a negative sign or you're missing a negative sign, and I'll give you half credit, on your mastery test, it's either right or wrong. There's no half credit. Okay? So if I said 8 times negative 2 and you put 16, I wouldn't say, well, it's half credit because you missed the negative. It's just what? It's wrong. 8 times negative 2 is what? Negative 16. Question.
Okay, so my question is for the mastery. I don't think this is gonna happen. But if some of us did fail this test, what would it bring down our grade massively?
Massively. No, it's just, as far as what it counts for, it's just a regular test score. Okay?
Oh.
But,
The word
But-
much more.
okay? Very, 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 very important but, okay? This is a tool to make sure that you are understanding and know what we've done so far this year. Okay? If someone got a really, really low score, if you got 5 out of I think there's 33 problems. If you got 5 out of the 33 correct, did you learn what you were supposed to learn in the first 2 quarters? You did not, okay? And that's cause for concern, okay? Do you have anything to be nervous about? No. Okay? All right. Integers. We're good on integers, right? Okay. What about if the next part that you need to remember? Proportions and ratios. Okay. Proportions and ratios. If I gave you a proportion, let's see. Does anybody remember what a proportion is?
It's a part of a whole.
No.
Oh.
Okay? I mean, I guess it could be, but not right now. Okay, a proportion is 2 equivalent ratios.
I was so wrong.
Okay? Let's see here. Trevor, give me a fraction. 1/10. If I had 1/10 and I wanted to know if that is equivalent to 3/20, okay? Did anybody remember what I do in order to see if they are equivalent? Rhymes with floss, snodex. Cross products. Floss snodex. Sounds like something go to the doctor for, huh? I have to have my snodex flossed. Okay, floss snodex. Yeah. All right. Snodex. Sounds like a nasal rinse, huh? What are you doing? Flossing my snodex? That's pretty good. All right. Sorry. A little extra entertainment for you. Okay, so I almost called it floss snodex. Cross products means I multiply top times bottom, top times bottom, right? So what is 1 times 20?
20.
What is 3 times 10? 30. Does 30 equal 20? No. So are these a proportion? No, they are not. But if I had something like this,
Wait, why is this like so easy?
because you're smart.
I feel like we struggled with this a little bit.
If I had this, okay, let's take these and find our cross products. What is 3 times 15? What is 9 times 5? So would these equal a proportion? Yes. Okay. Remember those now? Now, if another thing you need to know about, as far as,
Circle it, right? If it's like, if they equal.
yeah, you can do this.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Okay, what if I have something that is missing on a proportion? I tell you it's a proportion. That means that's 2 equal ratios, But let's say what I give you is x over 5 equals, let's say,
Is this like the is of
Yeah.
yes, not yet, not yet.
oh, okay.
All right, let's say this is what I've got, and I'm trying to solve for x, okay? I still do my cross products, right? In other words, I have x times 20. What's x times 20?
20x.
And then I have 8 times 5, which is what? 40. And now, who remembers how I solved for this? What's happening to x? It's being what? What does 20x mean? Multiplication. And I undo multiplication by division. Well, what's being multiplied by x? 20. I divide each side by 20. What is 40 divided by 20? That's a tough one. 2 equals x. And that's how I solve when I'm solving for a proportion, right?
I thought that was so hard at the beginning of the year.
Now, what you guys did have a little bit of trouble with that you need to go back and remember, okay, is a specific type of proportion. Anybody remember the specific type of proportion I'm talking about?
Percent.
The percent proportion. And if you remember, the percent proportion can be used with any percent problem in the world. Okay? So if I have a percent proportion, what is the percent proportion? Does anybody remember? You should be able to say it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Is
Is
over
over equals percent over 100.
So happy. Is over of equals percent over 100. Right? Right. So if you are given parts of a percent problem, okay, for example, if I said, what is 40% of 200, you could easily answer that, couldn't you? No. The first thing that you write down is the percent proportion. This never changes. This is always what? 100. And then you remember you look for things that you have. And in this case, do I have a percent? So what's going to go here? This? Do I have an is?
Yeah. But it's the question.
What
What
is my is? So do I have an is? That's going to be my what?
X?
Do I have an of?
Yeah.
Now, something that you guys struggle with a little bit. When I get to these, I can just cross product if I want to, okay? But I can make things easier on myself by simplifying, okay? Think about this. Is there something that goes into both 40 and 100?
Yeah.
What?
20.
What do they both end in?
Zero.
0. If they both end in zeros, these can cancel out. So this is no longer 40 over 100. What is it now? 4 over 10. Now can I simplify it again? What goes into both 4 and 10? Now say 2. Okay, 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 goes into 10 how many times? 5. Okay, now I made these a little bit smaller. Okay, so now if I find my, and you could actually simplify it further, but let's not get confused. What's x times 5? What's 2 times 200? And divide each side by 5. What is 400 divided by 5?
The heck?
We'll do this the old-fashioned way so we don't count on our fingers. How many 5s go into 40?
8.
8.
80.
80, yeah.
How many 5s go into 0?
Pretty.
So what does x equal?
That makes sense.
So 80 is 40% of 200. Okay, do you guys remember doing that?
Yes.
Okay, because I am going to have percent problems on your tests.
Wait 1 second.
Okay, you know how to you're going to have to know how to find the is. You're going to have to know how to find the of. You're going to have to know how to find the percent. But you better know this. Okay, and I think you're good on that.
What about all the other ones, like of over is?
There's no such thing as of over is.
Well, like,
Well, I guess you could do of over is equals 100 over percent.
That is true. You could do that. And you'd be
I'm
the same
talking
answer.
about like, because there was like 5 variations of this. Well, not like
3.
variations.
There were 3.
Know this one.
I have a question.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
you know how on like our recent test, like when we did this one, you said remember you're
Yeah,
going to
but
be
there
doing
was somewhere it
is
didn't
over
make
equals
close,
percent 100.
and then there
Are you
was
going to do that on
some
the mastery, or do we have to memorize it by heart?
You better know it.
Because we'll. Okay.
You gotta know it.
This is a lot of stuff to memorize.
I know. Okay, are we ready? Okay. Another thing you need to know how to do, you should write this down. Okay, as far as percents go, okay, I'll just make this a whole nother section. Percents. You need to know how to do three things. Percent of change, and that was increase or decrease, which is actually incredibly easy. You need to know how to find sales tax. You need to know how to find markup. What's the other one? You need to know how to find what? Discount. Okay?
Question,
Yeah.
what is the flow side the three say?
What?
Okay, there we go, sorry.
Okay, so let's take a look at these.
Wait.
If I was to find percent of change, okay? Let's say I have an original number.
I didn't get that down.
I'll go back to it. Let's say I have an original number of 2, and I have a new number of, let's say, 8. Okay? This is percent of increase or decrease. Okay, well, first of all, is this an increase or is this a decrease? I'm going from 2 to 8. Did I increase or decrease? I increased. So I know it's an increase.
Oh, I remember these.
Now I'm going to take, who remembers the ratio for this? Does anybody remember? How do I find this? Lily?
You put like 2 double dots in.
Good guess. Not quite the one I'm looking for.
Oh, I know it.
The difference or the amount of change over what? Starting number. Okay? Difference over starting number. What's the difference between 2 and 8? What's the difference between 2 and 8? 6. What was the number I started with?
8.
What's the number I started with? 2. What's the number I started with? 2. Okay? Now I divide this. What's 6 divided by 2? What's 6 divided by 2? 3. But it's not a 3%. I have to turn this into a percent. Do I have a decimal on 3? I have one, I just don't see it, which means it's where? The end of the number. So I have to move it 2 places to convert that to a percent. So this would be an increase of how much? 300%. You better know this.
There's the decimal. And the 3 over 1.
Trevor.
Why do you put 2 zeros?
Because that last number, whatever this is, you have to convert it to a percent because you're finding a percent of increase or decrease.
Why wouldn't it
So it's like 3.0 is the same thing because you don't see a decimal. Now it's not always going to be a number like this, okay? But you got to move it 2 places, which would make it 300%.
we have to move it 2 places?
I have a question. So,
Oh,
or,
I remember now. It was
so
you can tell
just
me
to get
that
the difference, you just subtract the highest number from the lowest number, right?
You can. Yep. Okay, so the next thing you have to know. Oh, I have one more thing. On rates, on ratios, you need to know how to find a unit rate.
Okay, can
Okay.
you leave that up so I can?
Yeah. What is a unit rate? I'll just do this one verbally. If you can buy 10 cookies for $10, how much is each cookie? $1. That's a unit rate. A unit rate is when I can change or simplify into a single unit. In other words, okay, let's say you can buy 2 gallons of gas for $10. How much is it per gallon of gas? $5. And that's done by doing what? What operation? Division. You divided 10 by 2. Does that make sense? You better know that. Okay? All right. Can we continue? Okay. Sales tax. Who remembers what to do in sales tax? If I have this, let's say something costs, and this is the same for discount and markup. Yeah, I do too.
Scary.
Okay, sales tax, all 3 of these, you convert the percent to a what? Anybody remember? Rhymes with schmesimal. Decimal. You convert the percent to a decimal. Then you multiply by the starting amount. And then you either add or subtract. Sales tax and markup you're going to add. What are you going to do with the discount? What are you going to do with the discount? Luke? Subtract. Okay, let's say something costs, we'll do an easy one. Say something costs $5. And let's say sales tax is 9%. Okay, what is my first thing I have to do? Guys, convert my percent to a what? What is 9% as a decimal? Don't say 0.9. 0.09. What is my next step? Multiply by the starting number. Okay, so I'm going to take $5 and I'm going to multiply it times 0.09. If I multiply 5 times 0.09, what do I get? 0.45. Okay, I've done this and I've done this. Now, is it sales tax? Am I going to do you save money by paying sales tax? No. What do you do with sales tax? You add it. So I'm going to add this to the original amount. So how much would this be? $5 plus 0.45 would give me what? $5.45. Okay. Nope. You guys can go back and look at your notes and look at the videos. We spent almost 2 weeks on this chapter. Okay, so go back and watch those. It's easy. If you follow these steps.
The 9% is the sales tax?
9% is the sales tax. Convert the percent to a decimal, multiply by the starting number, and then you're going to add. If it's sales tax or a markup, you're going to subtract if it's a discount. Yep. Okay. Do you remember that? That's already half of what is on your test. Okay. All right. Can I erase this?
Yeah.
Okay. The next thing you're going to need to know about, you're going to need to know about order of operations. Okay, order of operations, what is that? P?
Oh, that's what.
Now, you know what, I'm going to write this differently. Okay, you need to know about order of operations. And if you remember, when we did order of operations, what did I have you use?
Wait.
Use a funnel, okay?
Wait, is this for discount?
This is for order of operations. Okay, so we have PEMDAS. What does the P stand for? Parentheses. Then we have an E. What does the E stand for?
Exponents.
Exponents. Now, why do I put M/D on the same level? Does one come before the other one? It's whatever you see first from left to right, okay? And then the same thing for addition and subtraction, okay? Left to right, whichever you see first. All right, now when I say use a funnel, let's say I got this. Okay, if I see a problem like this, okay, when I say a funnel, do you guys remember doing the funnel? You basically put lines on each side. And how many things do you do per level? One thing. And I look for parentheses. Do I have any parentheses here? No. Do I have any exponents? Yeah, so the only thing I'm going to do is exponents. So this would be 3 plus 5 to the second power is 10, right?
No.
What is 5 to the second power?
25.
25, thank you. Okay, now can I just go ahead and take care of this 3 plus 25 minus 8 real quick? What do I have to take care of? There's no more exponents. What do I have to do? Multiplication or division. Do I have some multiplication or division here? Yeah. So I'm not going to do anything with this. What's 8 times 2? Okay. What's the only operation I have left? Addition or subtraction, whatever comes first from left to right. What's 3 times 25? 3 plus 25. 28 minus 16 would give me what? Huh?
Do you just say 14?
Wait, no.
12. Okay. Now, is there potential for many, many mistakes there?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
That one was easy. It feels like we did that one just a little bit ago.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
Next thing you got to know about, you need to know about fractions. You need to know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide fractions. Okay? Now, I'm not going to go over all those because you should know how to do those. Okay? Well, I can do a few. Okay? If I want to add fractions. Okay, add fractions. Give me a fraction, Jace.
7 over 10.
Okay. If I was going to add 2/5 plus 7 over 10, what do I have to add? What do I have to have in order to add fractions? A what? Fiona? Common denominator. Can I use one of these? Can I use one of them?
Yeah.
Which one can I use? I can use 10. So this 10 stays the same.
Oh, I thought it was like the thing where you, as many you can put into the number, not like the common.
So I'm going to use this 10. I'm going to multiply 5 times what to get to 10?
2.
Times 2. So this goes to 10. I do 5 times 2. Do I have to do the same thing to the top?
Yeah.
Well, 2 times 2 would give me what?
4.
So this is all 4 plus 7 over 10, which is what? What's 4 plus 7? 11 over 10, which can reduce to what? 1 and 1/10. Now let's take those same numbers and subtract them. If I have 2/5 minus 7/10, am I going to use the same denominators? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is no longer plus. This is subtraction over 10. This means 4 minus 7 over 10. What's 4 minus 7? Negative 3 over 10. What if I was multiplying 2/5 times 7/10? Do I need a common denominator to multiply? Do I need a common denominator to multiply? No. But what can I do and I multiply to make things easier? Cross, cancel. So I could cancel 2 and 10. 2 goes into 2 how many times? 1. And into 10 how many times? 5. What's 1 times 7 over 5 times 5? What's 1 times 7? What's 5 times 5? Okay, so we did addition, we did subtraction, we did multiplication. What about division? If I take those same numbers,
Copy that.
2/5 divided by 7/10. What's my rule if I have division of fractions? Copy dot flip. So that means 2/5 times 7 over 10 flipped would be what? 10 over 7. Can I cancel anything here? I can cancel the 5 goes into 5 once and into 10 twice. What's 2 times 2? What's 1 times 7? 4 over 7. Okay? Do you remember that? I can keep it up there. Reed, you want to close that door? That's kind of loud over there. Copy dot flip for division of fractions. Have you seen anything up here that's new?
No.
Nope. All right. Are we good on this? Tell me when we're good to move on to the next part. Okay. Next part. Let's look at what we're also going to need to know. You need to know, this is part, I'll move it over here, 6. You need to know how to combine like terms. Okay? So if I'm combining like terms, let's say I have this. Let's say I have 5y to the second plus 2 plus 3y minus 2y to the second plus 4y plus 8. Okay. So if I'm going to combine, this looks crazy, doesn't it? It looks like a really difficult thing. Is this difficult?
No, it's easy.
The first thing I do is separate my terms. What separates one term from another? A plus or minus sign. So I'm going to separate all these terms. Bam, 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 bam. What can I combine? This, what makes two terms like terms? The what? Same variable, same exponent. Well, 5y and 3y have the same variable, right? Can I combine those?
No.
Because they don't have the same what?
Square.
Exponent. So I have 5y to the second. What is the first thing I can combine this with?
The 2y to the second.
So if I have 5y to the second, I combine it with a negative 2y to the second. What does that give me? 3y to the second. Now, I'm going to cross these out because I do not have anything more to do with those, right? What about 3y? Can I combine that with anything? 4y. What's 3y plus 4y? What kind of 7y? I have to put this plus sign, don't I? Okay, cross this out and cross this out. What's the only things left? Can I combine a 2 and a positive 8? What does that give me? Positive 10. Now, if I just write my answer like this, is that okay? Because that implies one big multiplication problem, doesn't it? Okay? Don't do it this way. Right? 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 Okay. What if I have something like this? Oh, yeah. What if I have this? And I told you to simplify. Okay, if I told you to simplify, what do I need to do first in order to simplify this? Get rid of my what? Parentheses. And I get rid of my parentheses by using what thing? What is that called? Distributed property. What's 2 times negative 2? Negative 4y. What's 2 times negative 2? Negative 4. And did I do anything with this? So just bring it down, right? Now what can I combine here? Who's making that noise? Stop, please. Okay, can I combine negative 4y and 4 and negative 4? Can I combine negative 4y and positive 2y? And what do I have? I have negative 2y. Can I combine anything with the minus 4?
No.
So would this be a simplified answer?
Yes.
Yes, it would. Okay? Easy. Easy, easy. Okay, do you remember how to add binomials? Let's say I have this. 2m plus 7, and I'm going to add 2m plus 3. Who remembers how I do this? What do we do, Braden?
You add the 2m plus 2m.
And which is what?
4m.
And then add the 7 plus 3, which is what? 10, right? What if I did the same problems and I was subtracting them? Let's say I had 2m plus 7 minus 2m plus 3. What's different about subtracting binomials? What do I have to do? Copy, add, opposite. So this one stays the same. This becomes addition. What's the opposite of 2m? And what's the opposite of 3? Plus 3. Okay. So now we have 2m minus 2m. What happens if I have 2m and minus 2m? What happens to them? They zero. They cancel each other out, right?
Oh, so that's what I missed because I was absent for this. I didn't know that you had still with the negative 2m. That makes more sense.
And what is 7 plus negative 3? This is my answer, just 4.
Do you always have to do like? Oh man.
Okay? That's what's on your test.
That's it?
That's it.